America's unrestrained gun culture and the rising levels of fear and division have made for a deadly week. Two Texas cheerleaders were shot after one of the teens mistakenly entered the wrong car in a parking lot. Kaylin Gillis, a 20-year-old woman, was shot and killed after the car she was in drove up the wrong driveway. The 65-year-old homeowner said he feared for his life, even though neither she nor her friends ever left the car. 84-year-old Andrew Lester shot 16-year-old Ralph Yarl through the door after the teenager rang his doorbell. Ralph mistakenly went to the wrong address to pick up his little brothers. Harmless mistakes with devastating consequences. But I want to focus on what happened to Ralph, because his shooting is yet another sad reminder that black boys and men historically are more likely to face deadly reactionary force. Ralph's assailant alleges he saw a black male and was, quote, scared to death due to Ralph's size, according to statements made to police. Ralph is 5'8" and 140 pounds, so his survival is nothing short of a miracle. Ralph's a junior in high school, an honor student, a member of the school band, and competes on the Science Olympiad team. But most importantly, Ralph is a child. This reminds me of too many stories I've had to cover in recent years. 12-year-old Tamir Rice playing with a toy gun, as children do in a playground. The officer who shot him within 2 seconds of exiting the patrol car claimed to be scared for his life. 17-year-old Trayvon Martin was headed home from a convenience store and was shot and killed by a self-professed neighborhood watchman who followed him because he viewed Trayvon as suspicious. After a grand jury declined to indict the police officer who shot and killed Michael Brown in 2014, Stacey Patton wrote these powerful and sadly timeless words in a Washington Post op-ed. Black America has again been reminded that its children are not seen as worthy of being alive, in part because they are not seen as children at all, but as menacing threats to white lives. America does not extend the fundamental elements of childhood to black boys and girls. Black children are not afforded the same presumption of innocence as white children, especially in life or death situations. Ringing the doorbell at the wrong house should never be a life or death situation, but this is America. Joining me now, Benjamin Crump, civil rights attorney and attorney for the family of Ralph Yarl, and Dr. Faith Spoonmore, aunt of Ralph Yarl. Thank you both very much for coming to the Saturday show. I'm sorry it is under these circumstances. But Dr. Spoonmore, let me start with you and just ask you, how is Ralph doing today?
Ralph is doing well. You know, like every day you get a little bit of sunshine. A few days ago, he was actually hanging out with his cousins and his brothers, and they had a moment where you could just hear them just laughing. And it's that good belly laugh, you know, like my sister and I, we just stared at each other, and she walked away and I knew exactly what she went to do. But it was just good to hear that because it's something that would have been taken away from us. You know, like our family would be having a totally different conversation if Ralph was not here. So he's doing well, taking it day by day. We're having a little glimmer of sunshine, so that's good.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Spoonmore, we were just showing a picture of Ralph standing outside. It said, courtesy of Ben Crump Law. This picture right here, is this a recent, there's the picture I was looking for. This picture was just taken a few days ago. It is remarkable and actually quite thrilling to see him outside, seemingly fine and okay, despite being shot twice. I know you say he's been laughing, but is he okay?
No, he's not okay. A lot about Ralph is different, but there are moments where he's back to being just Ralph with his brothers and his cousins, and they're just having a good time. So, but no, I would not say he's okay. Yeah, he's not okay.
Attorney Crump, I would love to get you to talk to us more about where things stand, excuse me, legally in this case. But also, I bring this up because Andrew Lester's grandson told the Kansas City Star that his grandfather fell down, quote, the right-wing rabbit hole and was immersed in, quote, a 24-hour news cycle of fear and paranoia. Unfortunately, Attorney Crump, you have been at the center of every situation where a black boy or man has been shot and killed by either law enforcement or someone who viewed that person as suspicious since Trayvon Martin. Will we ever break out of this cycle?
Well, you know, I believe, Jonathan, it's like the great civil rights icon Ella Baker said, until white women start to cry as hard for little black boys who are shot unjustly then as they would their own sons being shot unjustly, then America will always have this persistent problem, because we will have part of society who don't see our children as worthy of dignity, respect, and protection, but we see them as menaces to society. And this is the issue. When you think about this white citizen coming to the door and simply seeing a black person and saying, I have a right to shoot. I understand why from the beginning the police said that there were racial dynamics involved in this. And we all knew that, but for them to say it, we knew he must have said something in those police interviews to denote that there was no threat, there was no fear other than the color of Ralph's skin. And so even though it is a miracle that Ralph has survived this horrific, savage shooting, we have to send the message legally, because the next Ralph Yarr may not be so fortunate